Hi, welcome. Today's video is going to be a shorty but a sweetie. All you need are a strap or something like it. Could be like a long tie or an old belt or something like that. And then also, just if you have sensitive knees, we're going to be spending a little bit of time on hands and knees today, putting a little bit of pressure on there. So these are pretty hardwood floors. I like to have a little bit extra. Maybe you need it, maybe you don't. And actually, we're going to start on hands and knees. So I'm going to lay out my blanket. And also, if you don't have something like, I'm sure you have a throw blanket, but you could also use a cushion or just fold your mat up. And we're going to come on down to hands and knees. Stack your hands underneath of your shoulders, your knees underneath of your hips. Your toes can be tucked under or lying flat on the ground. And we'll start with some cat-cows. So really simply, tilt your tailbone towards the floor. Let your belly fall down. Let your gaze come up. And then arch your spine. Hollow out your chest, puff up your shoulders, bring your gaze down. Try to press into your finger pads to alleviate putting too much pressure on your wrists. And then let's turn it into a little tail wag by peeking over at one hip and the other. Nice. So keep your hands pressed into the floor like they're suction cups, so that your palm is just a little bit raised away from the floor. Let's go a couple more times. And come in through center. Bring your hips back towards your heels and stretch your arms out. You can pop your palms away from the floor for a nice little wrist stretch here. And then come up to a kneel. Just for a moment, take your right ear over to your right shoulder. Then let's come up and over to the other side. Nice. Come back up through center, big shoulder roll. Bring it forward. Now we're going to come back down on hands and knees. Take a little moment here. Do a little cat-cow, and then we're all going to come to a neutral spine together. So somewhere in between that cat and cow shape. Tuck your toes. Bring your hands just a little bit forward of where they are. And then push your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Sweep your right leg up and give your knee a nice big circle. And then step your right foot forward. Bring your left knee down to the floor and come on up. So coming to our low lunge, right away, check in with your hip, your back hip. See if you can swing it forward just a little bit. Let's bend and straighten into that front knee. And this is where you might decide, ooh, okay, I stepped my foot a little too narrowly. Maybe I'll step it out to the side a bit. And then let's stack knee over top of ankle. Press your heel into the ground. Press the front of your foot into the ground. Pull your left hip forward. Sit up tall. Nice. Let's bring both our arms up overhead and then interlace the fingers. Catch the back of your skull. Beautiful. Point your elbows out and then take a twist over towards your bent knee. Come in through center, twist away from your bent knee. Lovely. Let's do one more twist. Twisting towards the bent knee and then coming through center, twisting away. Come back through center, stretch your arms up, and then bring your hands back down to the floor and come back through table to a couple cat cows. Let's meet back in our neutral-ish spine. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back for down dog round 2. Take a little moment, maybe pedal your feet. And then let's bring the left leg back and circle the knee. You can let the hip open up here. And then step your foot forward, land your other knee back down to the floor. We're going to sit on up in our low lunge on this side. Nice. So let's bend and straighten into that front knee, and you can move your foot around. So if you're finding you're having a really tough time balancing, there's 2 things you can do. One of them is to move your feet wider apart. Yeah. And another is to move your feet a little bit closer together, lengthwise. Choose your foot position that helps you feel pretty stable. For me, that's about here. And then make sure that both of your hips are squared forward. Press into your whole front foot. Inhale to bring your arms up. Exhale to catch your hands behind your head. Interlace your fingers the opposite way, so that's whatever way feels kind of awkward and weird. And then inhale to sit up tall, make length in your spine. Exhale to twist towards your bent knee. Inhale to come through center. Exhale to twist away from your bent knee. Come back in. So now another time like that. Come through center, stretch your arms up, and then bring them down to the floor. Bring your other foot back behind you and stretch into a child's pose. Call your hands over to one side. Nice big stretch in the side of your body. So my hands are over to the right. I'm feeling this stretch in the left side. And then we'll come through center. And I have my head up so that my voice isn't muffled, but you can bring your forehead all the way down to the floor. And then we'll come through center, push yourself back up to a seat, and I'm just going to get rid of this blanket. I don't need it anymore. And we'll meet lying down on the ground. Do have your strap close at hand. We'll come to lie all the way on the floor. Bring your knees to the floor and just swish them side to side for a second. Maybe stretch out your back. And then point your knees up towards the ceiling. Take your right knee in towards your chest. Give it a nice hug. You can stretch your other leg out long. If this feels like tight in your back, you can just bring your foot to the floor, no problem. And then let's take hold of the strap. Loop the middle of the strap around your right foot and press it up towards the ceiling. Nice. So you can hold either end of the strap whatever way feels fairly easeful for you in your shoulders. And we're going for straight leg here, but if you're feeling a lot of tightness and tension at the very back of your knee, that can be a little bit of a sign to back off. So one thing you might do is bend your knee a little bit or reduce the intensity of the stretch by not tugging your foot so close to your face. Unloop the strap from your foot and stretch both legs out long. Just notice how you're feeling. One leg we stretched, one leg we didn't. And then we'll come back and do the other side. So starting without the strap, hug your opposite knee in towards your chest. Play around with extending your leg versus not. Today, I think I prefer having my foot on the floor. And then we will take that strap, loop it around your foot, and press it up towards the ceiling. Another way that you might be able to feel this stretch a little bit more intensely is by really pressing your foot up towards the ceiling, like you're trying to make an imprint of your foot on your ceiling. Keep on breathing into your lower back. And then unloop the strap from your foot. Stretch both your legs out long. Notice how you're feeling after a little bit of movement. We're all done here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.